Hey everyone, I hope everyone had a great weekend. I just want to tell you how proud I am of all the MJ teams this year. We have done an amazing job. We just wrapped up D2 Summit and you all did amazing, and I'm so proud of each and every one of you. I want to thank all the MGA staff for just being amazing and helping kids reach their goals and getting to the summit. That's an accomplishment all on its own. Parents, thank you for your support. 25 years ago, I held my first tryouts. I stood in front of a room of 18 cheerleaders and their parents, and I told them, I don't know where this is going to go, but I made a promise I would finish out my commitment, and I'd let them know if I decided if I wasn't going to do MGA the next season. If you would have told me that MGA would be here 25 years later, I would have thought you were crazy. If you ask me and Jessica what we contribute the success of MGA to, we would tell you our kids. It wasn't until we became parents that we truly understood just how valuable kids are to their parents. Before we had our first son, people would often tell us, you don't understand because you don't have kids. Our typical response, we have been raising kids for 13 years. We know exactly what it's like. So I stand here today and say, you were right. Once Jessica and I had our first child, we really realized just how important kids are to their parents. For the past 25 years, Jessica and I have tried our best to teach kids 5 core values that we felt are the key in helping to shape kids and mold kids, not just into champions on the floor, but more importantly, into champions in life. We are proud and honored to stand here today knowing that MGA's core values of commitment, discipline, determination, effort, and more importantly, family have been the staple in the Middle Georgia area for 25 years. Jessica and I are so blessed and praise God for giving us the opportunity to share our passion of cheerleading and to be able to use the art of cheerleading to teach kids so many valuable lessons over the years. We have done our best to be positive role models. We have tried to make everyone feel welcome and as part of the MGA family. And we've tried our best to play a small part in helping to raise each child as if they were one of our own. So I stand here today with joy in my heart and tears in my eyes, knowing the time has come for me to step down and focus on raising my own 2 wonderful children. Over the years, we often would hear, you can't retire until my child graduates. That was a comment that we always cherished. It made us feel appreciated, and one that made us want to work harder to make sure MGA would be around for many more years to come. It is a comment that we will always hold close to our hearts, but it was a comment that made us realize there will always be one more student. There will always be another graduating class. But we will only have one opportunity to enjoy the time with the 2 most important people in our lives, Jackson and Jacob. I have often prayed and asked God to guide me to do the right things. When time would get tough and a student would leave MGA due to team placements, or when there was an upset parent who could not see the lessons MGA was trying to teach, I would come home and tell Jessica, I give up. We were going to sell the gym, but God said, not yet. He would send me a letter from a parent saying just how important MGA is to their child, just how MGA has helped their child come out of their shell. And because of MGA, their child has become the person they are today. See, MGA isn't about Jimmy or Jessica, Mason, the staff. It's not about the building or the uniforms. MGA is about the values that we have been teaching kids for the last 25 years. MGA started out of a gymnastics center in 1996, and then it moved on to the YMCA so we could purchase our own floor. In 2000, Jessica and I decided to lease our first facility. It was a 1,200 square foot facility so that we could share the MGA values with more kids. We then moved to our third facility off Gateway while we both still worked full-time jobs. And in 2007, Jessica and I built MGAs that we're currently in today. But within 6 months of moving into the current facility, we put the building up for sale due to the turn in the economy. It was important for us that the realtor knew two things. First, MGA was not going to put a for sale sign up front. We felt if MGA was supposed to stay here, then God would make sure that we got through the hard times. And the second thing, whoever purchased the building had to let me honor that promise I made when we first started. That promise that I would finish my commitment, which means we would only sell the building in the month of May. Well, as our children started to get older and found their passions in sports other than cheerleading, Jessica made the painful decision to step down and step away so she could be the mother that our kids deserve. I often prayed, asking God to tell me when it was time for me to hang up the cheerleading shoes and focus on raising my own children. Well, November 20th, God answered my prayers. And on May 11th, 2021, Jessica and I have sold 240 Mercer Junction. This was a sign that it was time for me to step down and become the father that my two boys deserve. To the original 18 cheerleaders and parents, I have two things to say. First, thank you for taking the chance on me. Thank you for joining an organization that you have heard nothing about. Thank you for being pioneers in a sport that had not been brought to the Middle Georgia area. Without your courage and having the faith in the MGA mission 25 years ago, MGA would have not been able to help so many students become MGA strong. Finally, as I promised 25 years ago, the time has come that I will no longer continue as the owner of MGA Cheer Extreme. This is not the end of MGA Cheer Extreme's brand or its mission to become a positive village that so many families have decided and depended on over the years. It's not the end of the mission to build champions on the floor and champions in life. Nope, this is an exciting time with new leadership. Leadership with a vision to make sure that MGA is here in our community for the next quarter of a century. While I know there are a lot of questions about the future, and before I bring on the new owner of MGA Cheer Extreme to talk about the vision and moving forward, I want to say thank you to everyone who has supported MGA over the years. Thank you for telling your friends and sharing your positive experience at MGA. When I moved here in 1996, MGA became my family, my home away from home. You took me in, you helped to guide me, you provided me with constructive feedback, and sometimes not so constructive feedback. You were part of my proposal to Jessica. You stood by my side when we got married. We even picked teams in the hospital after the birth of our second son, Jacob. Most importantly, you accepted both Jacob and Jackson as they were one of your own and became the big sisters that neither of them were ever blessed to have. My final request as leader of this amazing organization is that all of the MGA members from the past, present, and future help to guide the new leader. Show him the love, the support, and the faith you have shown me over the 25 years. And most importantly, pray for him as he takes over the captain's role and steers MGA's ship into the next 25 years of helping to make kids MGA strong. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you your new owner and president of MGA Cheer Extreme, Mason Dillard.
Well, first, I really don't like speaking after Jimmy because he always, sets this really high bar and it's kind of hard to hit, but I'll try. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Mason Dillard. I've been with MGA for the past 7 years. I started in 2014 when I moved to Macon to go to Mercer. I've been the tumbling director and the full-time person here at MGA for the past 4 years. Started that in 17. And that was just when Jimmy told me, hey, if you want to do this, you can come on and you can work and full-time and I can try to pay you what I can. And not really any promises moving forward, but it was something that I wanted to do. It was my passion, so I decided to take that on. And ever since then, I've been here and I've done everything I could to make this gym successful. So it's nothing but a blessing for me to be able to step up and take this role. It was something me and Jimmy had always talked about. I wasn't sure if it would ever get there because, Jimmy likes to say, well, I'm going to be old and gone one day, but he never does. So he's always like, yeah, it'll be like in a few years or so. And then he called me and said, hey, we need to have lunch. And it was about 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks when you're seeing this video. But we sat down and he said, first, are you ready to take it on? I said, yeah, I think so. Well, that's really good because I sold the building. Oh, good, I love that. So I knew the building had been for sale. I'd even walked people through the gym when they came to visit it and look at it, but I never really expected it to actually sell. So when it did, it was a shock to me, and Jimmy and I have been working every day for the past few weeks in the shadows and trying to figure out what we're going to do next. And we have a wonderful plan and a new place to go to. So the first thing that I want to address is, even though there's new leadership and even though we're going to be in a new facility, the same values will forever be present at MGA. We have the same mission, the same values, and we're going to try to provide the same exact atmosphere as we did in this wonderful building that we're in now. So the people that come to us for the positive atmosphere, the people that come to us for the family culture and the competitiveness, don't be afraid, because all that stuff will remain the same even as we move locations and cities. So moving forward, all I ask is that everyone gives me the support, because we're going to need it now more than ever as we move into it. But I will say that even though we're moving locations, and even though it's going to be different, and it is going to be a little smaller, I'll tell you that up front, I'm hoping that it takes us back to our family roots that we once started with. Because even though we've had a struggle as far as this year, as COVID goes, and there have been kids that didn't even get to watch their big sisters and things like that perform this year, I want to take it back to when we were all one close, tight-knit community. And I think that's more important now in the way that things are in the world than ever. So as we move into that, I hope you'll continue to support MGA and the mission that MGA brings. I hope you'll support me as I step into this new role, and understand that I will do everything it takes to make MGA successful, because I love MGA. I've given my life to this gym and this cause and this mission and this philosophy. And as we move into this new chapter and the new era of MGA, I hope you will forever remember what it means to be MGA strong. And let's keep building champions on and off the floor.